So, Jeremy, many organizations investing heavily in AI tools, but far less in leadership confidence. So, from your experience advising CEOs, but do you see a growing gap between the technological capability and the leadership readiness to move the organization forward with regards to AI and other technology?
Yeah, the clear answer is yes, a very clear gap, right? And I think last year alone, I was working on about 6 transformational projects, which included, embedding technology into their processes, either from an HRIS point of view or some sort of tool just to optimize processes, right? But one of the things that we realize is there's still a lot of conflict, right? Where a lot of investment is going into implementing, AI and some other technological tools, but leadership development has not kept that same pace. And what then happens is there's now a friction between the cultural behaviors of the leaders and the future that the organization is trying to, achieve. And one of the things I say to these organizations is that advanced system being implemented and leaders not ready to embrace, that drive will continue to create a bad experience for the employees within the organization. And a typical example is you're trying to institute a new system, right? But we also forget that there are generational dynamics within the organization that needs to be factored in. We live in a world now where we have almost 4 generations in the workplace. We still have the boomers, we have the millennials, we have the Gen Zs, we have Gen Alphas. It's a major clash where we have about 2 generations fully aligned to technology, one hybrid generation, which is the millennial, and the baby boomers who are struggling to embrace AI. So definitely technology changes how we work, but leadership determines people experience that change the dynamics of things for these organizations. So I will just say right now, in many organizations, the gap is clearly creating friction, confusion, and in many cases, resistance. Right. So while this gap exists, the only way to ensure there's leadership readiness is to implement a proper